In the past decade or so, the Academy Awards has steadily declined in popularity amongst hardcore and passionate movie fans. Is it due to Amy Adams not taking home the golden statue out of her 6 nominations, or Willem Dafoe not getting the credit he deserves for his versatile acting talent? Probably. Welcome to PatrolClip, and since awards season looks a tad grim for 2021, we'll be remembering the top 10 actors who were snubbed at the Oscars. This list has entries from the 2000s and 2010s, so don't expect us to mention Liam Neeson getting snubbed for Schindler's List, or Judy Garland for The Wizard of Oz, although we do believe that they more than deserved it. Before we begin, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell for more videos just like this one. Number 10. Brad Pitt. The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. Yes, we know that Brad picked up his first Oscar a few months ago for his supporting role in Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But when we look back at his career, there have been times where he rightfully deserved recognition from the Academy. One of those times came at the 80th Academy Awards, where The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford had garnered 2 nominations for Best Cinematography and Best Supporting Actor for Casey Affleck, but with no Best Actor nomination for Pitt in sight. We can't look back and feel like Brad Pitt should have at least gotten a nomination. Why? Because Brad Pitt is a cowboy. I mean, is there any better reason? Number 9. Daniel Day-Lewis, Gangs of New York. Daniel Day-Lewis is one of the best and most talented actors of the generation, no doubt. His performances have received numerous accolades and nominations, notably for his performances in There Will Be Blood and Lincoln. However, there was one film where his role might have been a bit overlooked by the Academy. Gangs of New York, directed by Martin Scorsese and starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Daniel Day-Lewis in the film's more notable roles, was definitely an underrated performance from Day-Lewis. He brought such dimension and charm to the villainous Bill the Butcher Cutting that it's hard to think that he didn't receive an Oscar for his performance. But he did receive a nomination, and in all fairness, the competition was tough that year, with Adrian Brody becoming the youngest male actor of all time to take home the award. Number 8. Adam Sandler, Uncut Gems. Recently, Adam Sandler returned to acting in a more dramatic role in the Safdie brothers film Uncut Gems, released in 2019. Sandler has always been fantastic in more personal and character-driven dramas like Reign Over Me and the classic Punch Drunk Love, as opposed to the majority of his comedic roles. His performance in Uncut Gems was agreeable amongst fans as one of the best of the year, bringing a charming and sleazy yet likable performance in the film. What came as a surprise to many people is that he wasn't even nominated for an Academy Award. This was probably due to the Academy focusing on Sandler's less notable roles and using that knowledge as an explanation for their decision, which, isn't really fair. However, Sandler did win an Independent Spirit Award for his performance, and even addressing the snub in his speech, which just goes to show you what a cool guy he is. Number 7. Leonardo DiCaprio, for basically all his roles. Remember when Leonardo DiCaprio had no Oscars on his shelf? We do too, and all too well. DiCaprio is one of the most recognizable and talented actors of the past 20 years, and his different roles show it. From being a man on the run in Catch Me If You Can, to a guy who literally does dream heists for a living in Inception, to a teenage heartthrob in Titanic, and a Wall Street stockbroker in The Wolf on Wall Street, he's shown that he can do it all. Of course, he finally picked up a Best Actor award for his role in Alejandro González Iñárritu's The Revenant, where he played a frontiersman out for revenge, going through intense and stomach-churning experiences on set, like eating a raw bison liver. Yummy. When Julianne Moore announced his name, her happiness perfectly matched the ones of millions of fans around the world. It took a while, but he finally got that golden statue. Number 6. Christian Bale, American Psycho. Mr. Bale is one of those actors who has such dedication to his roles that it affects him not just mentally, but physically as well. It's no surprise that Christian is an extreme method actor and at this point a master at gaining and losing weight for a role. From a diet of coffee and an apple a day on the set of The Machinist, to pure bread and pasta for his role as the Dark Knight himself for Batman Begins and so on, it's quite a wonder that Bale has barely gotten any recognition for those roles besides a few nominations and a Best Supporting Actor award Award for his performance in The Fighter. There is one more role that a lot of people sometimes tend to overlook, and the Academy included. American Psycho contains one of Bale's more grounded and enthralling roles as Patrick Bateman, who is a businessman by day but an egotistical, lustful total psycho by night, as the title would suggest. This performance really shows how composed he can be while also going completely berserk, and it's odd that sometimes it goes unnoticed. Guess this particular psychopath wasn't as popular with the Academy. Isn't that right, Anthony Hopkins and Javier Bardem? We've gotten the more mild snubs out of the way, but now it's time to dive into the snubs that outright made us and plenty of other moviegoers just shake our heads at the Academy. Number 5. Toni Collette, Hereditary. Hereditary was featured on our top 10 horror films of the decade list, and Collette's performance was a big part of that decision. The film itself is rightfully terrifying and deeply unsettling, but that doesn't mean that her performance isn't out of the equation. Collette was asked to do so much emotionally, from being absolutely devastated over a certain event that occurs in the film to completely enraged in one of the film's more iconic scenes, the dinner argument between her and her son. It's a more overlooked performance that really leapt out of the screen, and it's a damn shame that it didn't garner any nominations from the Oscars. Number 4. Jake Gyllenhaal, Nightcrawler. Jake Gyllenhaal is one of the best actors of the past decade, starring in films such as Prisoners and Nocturnal Animals, bringing compelling performances in almost every film he's in, except maybe Okja. That one we can look past. However, nowhere is this more evident than his performance in the 2014 film Nightcrawler. This directorial debut from Dan Gilroy stars Gyllenhaal as Louis Lou Bloom, a psychopath who finds himself taking interest in the wonderful world of nightcrawling. And boy, is it a transformative performance. Gyllenhaal takes on a gaunt and a coyote-like appearance with bulging eyes that seem to pierce right through you when he enters a conversation or starts one of his many monologues in the film. It's a character study that definitely serves as a perfect outlet for Gyllenhaal to show his talent, but sadly the Academy didn't think so back in 2014 as he received no nomination from the Oscars. At that moment in time, we started to take the Academy a little less seriously. Number 3. Michael Keaton, Birdman. In Birdman, Alejandro González Iñárritu's direction is superb as he does a great job in blurring the lines between theater and film, as well as fiction and reality. The screenplay is also a gem, as it showcases the inner conflict of the main character Regan Thompson through the voices of the Birdman character and provides a social commentary on the pop culture of Hollywood. What it also does incredibly well is bring us a comeback performance from Michael Keaton that is one that definitely surprised us. The casting of Michael Keaton himself was absolutely brilliant, as the main character in Birdman is an actor who is trying to become known for something that isn't his work in superhero movies, just like Keaton trying to escape his past from playing Batman. It's that combination that makes Keaton's performance that much more passionate, personal, and magnetic. However, Keaton lost to Eddie Redmayne in The Theory of Everything, a great biopic, but playing an historical figure as opposed to an original and compelling character doesn't really fall under Best Actor category for us. Number 2. Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal for Prisoners. We've talked about Prisoners before here on the channel, and what an incredible piece of cinema it is. But we really haven't addressed the performances from Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal all that much. Both of these roles were Oscar-worthy, and we're baffled that neither of them even got a nod from the Academy. Hugh Jackman probably gives his career best performance as a desperate father, Keller Dover, searching for his missing daughter, slowly giving into rage and despair as the story progresses, making for a compelling performance that is often overlooked. Gyllenhaal, on the other hand, offers a cool contrast to Jackman's character as Detective Loki, someone who's investigating the disappearance of Dover's kid that sometimes leads to even himself losing control at times, keeping it mostly cool but sometimes resorting to more harmful techniques to get information. All in all, these two performances would have definitely made it to Best and Supporting Actor categories in our book, and we'll always have them as one of our favorites of the decade. And now, folks, here it is, the snub that made us lose our minds and completely lose faith in the Academy Awards. Number 1. Willem Dafoe, The Lighthouse. Is there really anything else that can be said about this one? Willem Dafoe's performance in Robert Eggers' second feature film, The Lighthouse, is one that everyone was talking about before award season. However, when the Best Supporting Actor category was announced without any mention of his name, many movie fans believed that it was the biggest snub to date by the Academy. Dafoe's mesmerizing role in The Lighthouse is his career best, with every mannerism and line delivery spot on. and overall masterful. His lengthy monologues in the film are some of its best moments, and his role in the film makes up almost half of the film's entertainment value. Sadly, looks like the Academy just wasn't that fond of his lobster. Well, those are our picks for the top 10 biggest acting Oscar snubs. We hope you enjoyed the list, and as always, leave a comment down below telling us what you think of our list. And also, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos like this one. And until next time.